Good morning, friends. I'm shooting another interview today and need to do my makeup, so I thought I would just record what I'm doing and show you. This will be a much fuller face than I did in my last video where I just did like a really quick, easy and go. So I don't have anything on. I did wash my face and I put some like witch hazel on, sprayed it like a little toner. So I'm gonna use this guy. Something again I got from Ipsy. I've talked about Ipsy a lot. I really love the little trial size guys. I actually got another one of these because I love this so much. It's called Elemis Superfood. It's a glowing priming moisturizer. So I'll wear this sometimes just on its own, especially if I don't want to wear a lot of makeup and if I have like a nice summer glow, that's the best time. But I'm gonna wear it underneath. It's probably not gonna like come through that much, but I just like how it's like a little glowy and it's just really nice. So you can mix this with foundation or like a BB cream or tinted moisturizer or something like that, and it'll add like a little bit of glow. But I'm just gonna put that on underneath because I didn't have anything on there. I do of course have my e.l.f. favorite. This one, I'm obsessed with these. This one is Joyful, which is like my theme right now, the joy. Their other color Happy of this particular, whatever these guys are called, Hydrating Core Lip Shine. I love them. I use them a lot. They don't last maybe as long as I want them to, but I probably use them a little bit more than most people would. I don't know, I love it. It tastes good. I'm eating it. It smells good. It does taste good. It's not like sticky. I used to wear really sticky lip glosses, but my husband would always be like, I don't want to touch that. And I'm like, that's fair. I barely want to touch that. So I like this one because, you know, it doesn't deter him from a smooch. I guess I should tell you what I'm doing. So this is my primer. I actually got this makeup for when I did my wedding makeup because I needed makeup that was like gonna be good for photos and really last. And I had been eyeing this up forever. This is Il Makiage. So that's their primer. Poreless Base Smoothing Primer. I love this stuff. It feels so, so, so good. It is so good. So really love that. I'm gonna use the Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation, also from Il Makiage. I mean, maybe now I'm pale enough. I probably could have gotten a darker shade, but I'm gonna warm it up. So what I've been doing with this, the pump was like a little crazy for me. This is like so weird, but just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually pulling this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna pull this here. I'm taking this amazing brush that I did not clean my brushes. Don't look. You should clean your brushes. This amazing brush that came with this, it's like a little rounded edge. I've just been like putting it right on here. I don't know, really, maybe it's just weird me things, but it's like a little bit of a stippling brush. So I'm gonna just kind of like get it going. You see it's like a little light for me. I look like I am dying, but I like haven't seen the sun in a long time, but we're gonna warm it up. So I really like this foundation. It's very, very pretty. I wear it pretty much for all of my shoots since I got my shoots. I wear it for pretty much all of my podcasting videos since I've gotten it. I really like it a lot. I would like to try more of their products. So I am really loving this brush. If you can see, I'm using like a very circular motion, like I'm buffing it in. This is a very good buffing brush. So I'm buffing it all in. And first kind of just like put it around and then buff it in. Might have done a little bit more there. I'm still getting used to doing makeup in a camera as opposed to the mirror that I have here. So I'll go back and forth. But for me and for a lot of women, our discoloration and redness, or not just color variation is around our noses. It's like a hormonal thing and around like chins and stuff like that. So for me, when I am doing my makeup, I really try to make sure that area is accounted for. Meaning, so I always say do, moisturizer, primer, foundation or BB cream or CC cream or tinted moisturizer, one of those things, and then put your concealer on afterwards. And that way you won't have like too much on. So I'm just gonna dot a little bit if you're doing like a full face. When I did makeup for MAC, I know like there were some girls who would put like it was just like too much like foundation with this is cute, with the concealer, and you can really pull back on the concealer if you do it after because you just need it in like a few little spots. So I'm taking the same brush and I'm like patting it in. I'm patting. And again, any makeup video of mine, and I'm sure of most, we're gonna tell you just to keep blending. So I'm just blending and blending. So see how it's like, I'm starting to get like a nice literal foundation here. And this brush is just everything. I love it so much. I love it. It's got like a little rounded edge to it. I love it a little bit more than I love this one, which is a flat edge, but I love this one a lot too. But definitely, if you are having fun with makeup and you're beginning and you're like, not quite sure what to do still, like getting used to it, invest in your brushes. Your brushes will be your best friend. With that, since I'm doing this, I didn't do the powder last time. I'm just using a little bit of setting powder. This is from Luminance Milano. I definitely felt for their marketing. It's good. It's good powder. I probably would not get it again, only because some of the ingredients I didn't look that's super hard, but I'm just gonna use a little bit. So yeah, so I'm taking a little bit of setting powder. I'm putting a little bit on this brush. I'm gonna go on the areas that I know that for me tend to get red quicker. Just like, I don't know why, but I feel like, I don't know if this happens to anyone else. I feel like my husband and I go through the same thing. This is gonna sound so weird. Like, the more that I'm talking, the oilier my face feels like it gets sometimes. So there's certain areas, like I'm going over the areas I did concealer just to like really make sure those areas stay. And then I'm just gonna like do a little bit up here. So a little bit of powder, you know, and this is I'm doing this makeup for the podcast video. So like I want it to be a little bit more done as opposed to just like going out in the world. All right. So I am taking the eye primer that I really like, this Milani. It's like $7. It works just as good as any like major primer I've ever used. So I really love it. Put a little bit on my hand. I take a little flat brush. I'm gonna go on my lid and I'm just gonna work it up. This will make your shadows stay. I somewhat darkly, humorously joke about how well this stayed when I first got it and our kitty was sick and in the vet and I was crying and my eyeshadow stayed. I was like, that's great. It stayed so well. So I was like, good job. Kitty's fine. It was very stressful. All right, so I put that on. I'm gonna take again let's see. I'm gonna take a little bit of the setting powder and just pop it on over top of the eye primer just to make sure it really absorbs the oils. Like I like doing that before I put the shadow on, just a little bit, not like enough to be the shadow, but just like enough so that when I put the shadow on, it'll blend a little bit nicer and it won't like sit in the creases and then it won't get crazy. So I'm gonna leave that there. Usually at this point I start doing my cheeks because as I'm looking in the camera right now, I'm gonna look in the mirror, I'm like, I keep saying I look like I'm dying, I probably shouldn't say that. I look like I haven't seen the sun. I look like I'm all one color. I'm using a little combination of these Jason Wu blushes that I got on Ipsy. They're $5 each right now if you have the Ipsy membership, and I'm obsessed with them. So let's see. I'm gonna start with this guy right here. And I've been using it, it's somewhat of a bronzer. I've been using it a little bit like a bronzer. So I'm staying kind of on the tops of my cheekbones here and then bringing that up. I'm a big fan of using blush, bronzery kind of colors as a full all over my face kind of color because it just a little bit more natural, maybe. I don't know. It looks glowy and I like that. So I am staying in the tops here and I'm kind of like lifting as I'm doing it. So like right from here up. And then as I take that up, and then I kind of like take the excess and bring it up. Like you'll see like there's bronzer techniques where they do like a halo around. And then I'm gonna do the same thing and bring it down here. I'm gonna go a little bit more in. And if you think about it, you're kind of making like a 3 or an E. There's some fun contour things you can do with the cream blushes and sticks and bronzers and stuff where they'll like draw. I'll do a video like that at some point where they'll draw the 3 or E. I can't remember which one is which, but on your face. So it's like whoop, whoop, if that makes sense. And then you blend it in from there. So it looks crazy and then it looks great. So I'm gonna take this as well, just kind of on like the front part of my cheeks here and take it over because I really think this like blush nose situation is cute. It just looks like now I don't look like I've been inside my whole life. So let's see. And then I'm doing like kind of like a pinkier theme today. So I might come back. I'm gonna use this guy and just do like a little right up here. Boop. And this brush, I was saying invest in your brushes, meaning get the brushes, like there's definitely, I don't think you need to spend $1 billion on brushes. There's really good, like, especially right now, it's nearing Christmas. There's like really great brush sets that you can get, but you do want good quality brushes. You don't need to have like the top. You just want like some versatility. So I've used, you know, like the buffing blending brushes are absolutely key. A big old fluffy brush for sure. Flat brush to do like, you know, your eyes there with the primer and everything. I like this brush a lot. This is like a little bigger than I used to use a MAC brush that was like probably half this size, but I really like this brush a lot for just kind of like a really nice blendy look. It's not for like a defined edge kind of thing. It's super blendy. This is another random brush that I've had forever that I like a lot because it's got like fluffy enough and I'll show you, I'm gonna use it in a second, but it's angled enough for your eyelid. It kind of makes a nice perfect crease. And then this is my little pencil brush from MAC that I'll use for my liner today. I'm not gonna do wing liner today. I'm gonna do my little soft liner, even though I love my wing liner. Okay, so that's that. I might add a little bit more after I do my eyes, I'm not sure. And I'm gonna do my eyebrows real quick. So I just use this one's, I probably should have gotten a darker color, but just a little brow gel. This one actually is from Wet n Wild. I just like needed something quick the other day and was in CVS and I was like, I'll try it. So it's fine. It'll do. There are better things out there, but it'll do. So there. That looks a little uneven. Brows are my nemesis. Okay, so I like to go and do the lips next, as I did in my last video. It helps me not put too much makeup on after this point. So I'm gonna just take the same liner that I used the other day. I really love this liner. It's Real Her lip liner. I Am Confident, I think is the name of the color. It's got like a, actually wipe off the elf stuff. It's got a sort of a brownish kind of, but like a little, it's not quite a pinky brown. A little brownish, you can see. So I'm gonna line my lips and I'm just gonna like fill in the sides here a little bit and then same idea. And I do it to the side like this as opposed to drawing it like this. I don't know if it's obvious or what. So I tend to like lightly overdraw the lip line a little bit. I've said in my last video, you know, the longer you're here on earth, when you do your makeup, a lot of it's like outlining things to be like, here it is. So whether it's your like eyes or like showing like, here are my cheeks in here. So the liner, I'm not getting lip injections. I will just draw my line a little bit bigger and then I'll wear like plumping lip gloss and we'll just call it a day. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so I was gonna show you another one of I obviously love lip products if you saw my last video. This has been loved to death, so I apologize how this looks, but it's a Powder Puff Lippy from NYX and I'm obsessed. I love these. I loved so many of these colors. When these came out, I like kind of lost it and just bought everything. This one's called Best Buds. So I like this color a lot. I love its finish as well. It's not quite as, I used a velvet lip thingy the last video and that one's really soft, like really, really soft. And I really like that one. I use that all the time too. I like these soft matte colors. So this one's a little pinkier and these stay really well usually. So again, I'm taking my time a little bit more with this because I am shooting an interview and when I go to edit it, it'll annoy me if my makeup looks crazy. So I'd like it to look done. All right, I'm gonna use this little palette. I honestly have it's called Naked and Cab Cosmetics. I got this from Ipsy too. I have loved it to death, as you can see. Here we go. These are the colors I'm gonna use though. So just kind of feeling these colors today. I'm first gonna go in to, let's see. Okay, I forgot one of my brushes. I use this little guy too. I don't know where this came from, but it's just like a little teeny poof. So I'm gonna do this color right here, this top guy, and I'm gonna use that like up right about here. So as we again get here longer on earth, it can be a nice look where you take the transition color or like your crease color up a little bit as opposed to where I used to do it like right in here. And now I bring it up just a little bit. So I'm just kind of going back and forth. And if you see, it's real subtle. I'm trying not to do anything too bold. Just a little. And again, so I'm starting here and just going. So if you can see when I open my eyes, it's like literally right above my lash line right there. I'm just going back and forth, blending. Same thing on this side here. And don't worry, if it gets like too harsh of a line or something, you can always blend these things out. That's why I like that big fluffy brush. If I need to go back in, I can really like blend that out. So we got that there. And then I'm going to take, again, this guy and go right in here. So I like this little blending brush for when I'm doing darker colors so I can get a little bit more specific about where I want to be. So I'm just gonna go right into my corner here and not down here, but like right where if you were to draw a line right here like that, I want to go up in that little area. And I'm just gonna add a little bit on the outside of my eyelid here, okay? And I'm kind of like just like pushing it in a little bit. Like that, and a little bit more. So it's like I'm like touching it and then like pushing it in right there, and then I kind of like whoop, work it up right up to that crease, and then I put the brush in my eyeball and it feels great. Okay, same thing on this side. So I'm gonna go right in here. And I actually like this, going back to like the more like naturally kind of looks. If I just did like I'm gonna do a little bit of like a glittery thing on my actual lid, but if I kind of kept it like this and did some liner and mascara, then that's like more of a natural eye. I guess it depends on what I think it is. It says the lady with bright pink hair, but I think it's fun for like a soft look that's not too done. Does that work? So it's funny how we all like define things differently with makeup. I know one of the biggest challenges when I did makeup is, okay, so I'm gonna take this blending brush here and I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit more so it's like nice and soft. When I did makeup and girls would come in and ask for a smoky eye, and it's just like one of those things that to most of the makeup artists, a smoky eye is like you pat your lid with like black shadow or the dark shadow and then, you know, blend it out from there. And I think for most people think of smoky eye as kind of like this, right? Where you're like using a dark shadow and you're blending it out, but it's like a little softer. So it's just funny the way we describe things. Like, so to me, this isn't a natural eye, but I'm gonna take some now and I'm not natural and make it a little glitterier. So I love this like pinky bronzy kind of color. I live for that color. I'm just gonna take this fluffy brush I was talking about earlier. I'm just tapping on either side. And it's a good habit to just like tap your brush so you don't have crazy extras flying on your on your cheeks, and then you got to blend those out. You know, it's a whole thing. You could avoid that by doing your eyes first, but I don't like doing that because it's hard for me to tell how much eye makeup I need in relation to everything else going on my face as I'm doing it, if that makes sense. So I kind of like to do it reverse. So I'm taking that color and I'm just gonna boop boop. I'm patting it. Need a little mole, and I'm patting it on my lid, center lid right here. How well you can see that, my idea. I'm actually not using this brush the way that I normally use it, but I'm just gonna pat this on my lid. Boop, boop. Think that's good. I want a little more. I think it's such a pretty color though. Okay. And then very lightly, I'm gonna go in, same brush, probably shouldn't, but same brush. I'm gonna go in and just like use the top of this brush here and just do like a little bit in here. This is the only area that like, as I've gotten older, I have to be like a little careful about because it can get like a little creasy looking if I do too much. So I'm just gonna go like right in here, just a little bit, she says. Okay, pretty, I like it. All right, so I'm gonna take this guy, this little pencil brush, and I'm just gonna bring, let's see, I'm gonna take this dark color again, the darker color of these guys, and I'm just gonna go under my eyes here just a little bit. Add nice little doughy eyed look. I do love doing liner on my waterline. I just have not been doing it. Like I've done it my whole life. And then like I said, you know, as your face changes like subtly, you kind of take breaks from certain styles that you do and then try other ones and then find a new way to do it. So sometimes I do it. Sometimes I really love it when I'm doing it. And then other times I don't, but I think today I'm just gonna stick with this. All right, so there's that. Then now like at my blush again, and like in person, totally fine. But for camera, I just wanna add a little bit more. So I'm gonna go into this like pinkish, tan-ish, really pretty color and just kind of get right here. I just want that to be a little bit more. That one's probably all right. I'm just like, once I like place it and then blend it out somewhere because I like natural done makeup. All right, so I'm taking this guy. I showed this last video I did. I'm gonna take this dark brown here and I'm gonna use that on my lash line, kind of like liner, and just keep it soft. So I'm just gonna roll this pencil guy here. I'm tapping it, and underneath me here on my desk is just tons of eyeshadow that I've tapped off, so it's good. I'm gonna look in this mirror here because that's hard to do right there, but you can see I'm just like softly taking it. This does not need to be like super neat. It's just a soft line. I started doing this, I guess, this past year, and I really like it for most days. Then again, I love my winged liner, so it just depends. I just really love, as I said in my other video, I just really love products. They're really fun. It's a fun way to express yourself and be creative. So if you see it added like just like a nice pop or whatever to my eyes, it made it look like complete. I don't know, something without the mascara, not yet, but I love me some liner. So again, if you see, I'm just like taking it, drawing it over, nice and soft. I really love a brush like this for this. This is not gonna be, the video that I showed before, I used a brush like I would use for my eyebrows, like a real flat brush, and that'll give you a much more precise line, or just like a much more subtle line, like right by your lash line. This is obviously gonna be softer, but fuller. Okay, a little bit right there. I think we are getting there. And I got this heated eyelash curler. I like it. It's a little weird. Like you gotta make sure when you do it, you don't hold it in the one spot too long. You still gotta like kind of crimp it up. Otherwise it'll just be like your eyelashes take a hard right turn. So you press this little guy in the back and then a little lever comes out. So I don't know if I've let this heat up enough. Let me grab my face spray while we're waiting. Okay, that should be warm enough now. I'm gonna get this guy out. So I'm gonna take this to my lashes and you can feel the heat, which is like a little interesting. And then some touch here. And then I'm gonna do it. Whoop, again, a little higher. So I'm like pulsating it up. So you're like curling it up. You can't see it at all, I'm sure, but it's lifted. I'm gonna do it one more time. Yeah, I can see it's lifted. Whoop, same thing on this. That'll make a difference when you put your mascara on. Same idea. Yeah, all right, there we go. Okay, fun. So I love it. It's called Doo-Doo. It's called Doo-Doo. Good times. Okay, so mascara, here you are. I got this mascara, I'm enjoying it. It's e.l.f. Incredi Curl. I'm enjoying it, that's good. It's a little clumpy, so just, I got to be like light-handed with it. So again, I go like kind of to the top part, like to the top of the lashes, real light, and then I go to the bottom and lift and the top. And I kind of sometimes will actually like curl the lash wand as I do it. This one doesn't necessarily need it as much because it does go on thicker, but if you are running out of your mascara, or if your mascara, you want it to go on a little thicker, do that. Curl it, like roll it as you put it on. So there's that. I'm gonna go on the bottom. I like that this is shaped like your eye, so you can get a little easier of an application. Same thing on the other side. Again, top, boop. My favorite mascara of all time. I don't even know if it's available anymore. It was from MAC and it was called Hot and Naughty. And you had one side that was like a major lash side, like big fluffy brush, and the other side was like a thinner one. And to this day, it is my favorite. I don't know if it's around anymore. I have not checked in a while, because I like get bored and I just want to try new things. So, but then I usually circle back to the things I love, so maybe it's time. I'm gonna go back there. Okay, so I'm gonna spray my face. I'm gonna put my hair out so it's not like that. I think this is good. I think it's enough. Take the spray. I have the Real Her Fix Bravery all day wear lightweight. It is, it's really nice. I'm just gonna liberally spray. By liberally, I just blasted myself in the face. Okay. Good. Don't do that. Don't inhale it. Done. So yeah, so that's a little bit more of a fuller face for the podcast. Still not the amount, I mean, the amount of makeup I put on for my wedding was extraordinary, but it was fun. So I will do something like that. Maybe I'll show you what I did. I really loved it. I did like a bronze lid, and it was I loved it. So yeah. Join me for my next interview coming up. Doing some really, really cool interviews. And if you are new to my channel, this is my podcast, Thought Experiment Called Life. I talk about a lot of things. I just happen to love makeup and wanted to share these things. I had some requests about makeup, and so I did a video and it was fun, and so I'm going to keep doing it. If there's something you want to see, let me know. I also do herbalism tutorials. I do things on jujitsu. I teach jujitsu. I train, obviously, and have a lot of really interesting conversations. And I'm a professional musician. That's my job. And this is the place that I share my heart even more. So thank you for being here. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. Substack is like my newsletter. That's where you'll get like a lot of the actual tutorial behind the scenes details, like ingredients and lists and shopping lists and stuff like that. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a beautiful day.